Hey, I'm Callie. Thanks so much for watching this video. The teaching that you're about to hear is based on the Bible, and we believe that it will be helpful to you as you seek answers to tough questions about Jesus and about religion. We would love for you to text us if you need someone to talk to, or if you want to have a deeper conversation about the questions that you're having. Again, thanks for watching. We're praying for you, and we hope that this video will be an encouragement to you on your spiritual journey.
Hey, thanks so much for watching Graceland Online. And my name is Nate, and I serve as one of the leaders at our church. And over the next several weeks, we want to talk about phrases, things that we say, a narrative, a tape that we play over and over in our head that maybe at the face value doesn't seem as if it's that big of a deal or hurtful or could be damaging, but in fact, they're not truth. They're falsehood. They're lies. If you go back to the first book of the Bible, the book called Genesis, in Genesis chapter 3, there's a conversation between the devil, who I think is a real person, not a mythical figure, but the devil and Eve. Eve is one of the first people in the creation of humanity. You got Adam and Eve. And Eve has a conversation with the devil, and the devil has a conversation with her. And he asks this question: did God really say? Did God really say, as he whispers to Eve? And she says, well, he said this: if we eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we shall surely die. And he says, did God really say? What he meant to say is your eyes will be opened and you'll be like God and you'll have knowledge and wisdom and you'll be like him. The context for the next several weeks is that question: did God really say? Where a world of possibilities opens up, and perhaps one possibility being God might be wrong. Now, I know from the start you might have issues with me even mentioning God speaking or truth or morality or one particular way that's right over against another way that's wrong. But I want to appeal to you to believe that God does exist, as we've talked over the last several months here at Graceland Online. I'd really encourage you to go back and look at other episodes. I think that will refresh and benefit, perhaps even challenge some of your thinking, as it's challenged and encouraged me. But a world of possibilities opens up when we ask the question, did God really say? And the reality is that Eve, there in Genesis 3, several thousand years ago, thought this statement was truth and that it represented satisfaction and appeal. And the truth is, I'm not so different. You're not so different. We're not so different. We ask questions that speak to satisfaction and appeal and struggles. And as a result of asking questions such as, did God really say? We create our own truth, our own ideas. We pursue our own truth, prop up principles and beliefs that are not only inconsistent, but can bring about heartache, devastation, destruction, and most soberingly, separation from a real God who desires a relationship with you and with me. Here's one example of narratives and a tape that we play in our head and think about beliefs, pursuits, actions that maybe in the moment we don't think about the ramifications of how destructive and how much heartache. Here's one. The devil or a horrible influence in your life might say something like this: you should cheat on your wife or cheat on your husband with that good-looking girl or that good-looking guy in your office. And you say out loud or in the quietness of your heart, I don't think so. That's wrong. And that would hurt my wife or that would hurt my husband. The devil whispers ever so quietly or shouts something like this: fair enough. You make a good point, but I've done a cost-benefit analysis, and here's what I've come up for you. The benefits: a few moments of physical, if perhaps awkward pleasure, experience new romance, satisfaction that your wife or husband isn't willing or hasn't been willing thus far to give to you, relief from stress and boredom. You're going to feel attractive and you're going to feel wanted and desired and loved and appreciated. So there's the benefits, and you swirl those around and think about those in your mind. The cost. We don't think about the cost. We often think about the benefits of certain behaviors, beliefs, the cost. disobedience from a Christian, a believer's point of view, possibly ruin your marriage or your friendships. It could humiliate your wife or your husband if you're married, or humiliate and bring embarrassment to your kids or your family. Could cost you your job. It could mess up your coworker's life, unwanted pregnancy, and on and on and on. We don't often think about some of the questions and things that go on in our mind. Think about not just the benefits. We gravitate towards the benefits. How is this going to benefit me? Because we're at the epicenter. We're at the center, right? It's about us and our pleasures and our desires and what's going to make me happy. We don't often think about the cost. And over the next several weeks, we're going to talk about several questions or phrases, some of which you're going to be very familiar with, and walk through, hey, is this true? Is this right? One of the realities about life, about your life and my life, that makes navigating life so incredibly difficult is that we put ourselves at the center. What do I want? What about my happiness? I've got one life to live, so I'm going to live it to the fullest, and you should make your life what you want. Well, do we only live once? Are my feelings the final judge on all things that are right and true and good and beneficial? Right? I mean, you don't have to be a religious person to know that there are things that you've believed and feelings you've had that as you look back in the mirror, you thought, that was not helpful. That brought heartache and destruction and relational conflict. This message about Jesus dying on the cross and removing God's displeasure towards sin and sinners, no, I'm going to pass on that. I want to think of something else. God is love and kind and gracious. I don't want to think about all those other things. That's not what I believe. Or God only helps those who helps themselves. I mean, it sounds kind of true, but is it true? So over the next several weeks, Larry, Ryan, Tim, David, and I are going to walk through some of these phrases, some of these phrases that we play and we put the tape on repeat, a narrative that we speak to our heart, and evaluate them. Are they true? Are they right? Are they good? And how should we respond to them? These lies, these narratives that we often preach to ourselves, communicate to ourselves, speak to our own hearts, the narrative that we play over and over in our heads do several things. One, they appeal to our heart's desire for love and acceptance and fulfillment and insight, which are good things. Those are good things. But they remove a dependence upon God. And we're self-reliant people, and self-reliant people don't need God. And one of the things we've tried to say here at Graceland Online is that we need God. We need God's personhood. We need His presence. We need His promises. We need Him in our life. And so our self-reliance, our self-sufficiency, me, myself, and I'm at the center, my pleasure, my happiness, my beliefs, my feelings, lead us down a path where we don't value and believe in the provision that God has brought forth in Jesus, which we'll talk more about in the weeks to come. But I hope that you'll tune in, hope that you'll watch. I hope that you're refreshed, encouraged, perhaps even challenged a little bit about what we talk about in the weeks to come here at Graceland Online. If that's the case, we'd love for you to like it, subscribe it, and share it. That helps us get this content out, and we think that it's meaningful, and we'd love to hear from you. So again, like it, share it, subscribe to it. Again, my name's Nate. Look forward to seeing you next week here at Graceland Online. Take care.
Thanks again for watching this teaching. We hope that God spoke to you today through this video and helped answer any questions that you may have had. And again, feel free to text us if you would like to talk more about what you heard, or if there's a way that we might be able to help you. You can also find more videos and more resources at gracelandchurch.online. And if you feel that you've been blessed by these videos, please consider donating so that we can continue sharing more content to more people. Remember to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more answers to tough questions. Thanks again for watching, and we hope you'll join us again soon.